Welcome to the Wild Type Podcast. I'm Lyssa Lizards.
I'm Neptune the Chameleon.
And we're your reptile girlies. This one's for the wild type of girls.
We are getting so good at that.
We really are.
People don't know us. The first time we did it, it was like a fumbling, awkward.
So awkward. Oh my gosh.
We're your reptile.
And we're your reptile girlies. We had to say it like 6 times.
Yeah. Or I would forget to say it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, geez.
Well, and then there was the awkward thing where I would like not smile afterwards. And then it was this like awkward movement.
Yeah.
We're learning. We're getting a lot better.
We're getting there. Yeah.
Well, we have a very exciting episode for you guys today. So we are actually going to be talking about how to make friends in the reptile keeper community.
I know. You're probably like, what? That's a no-brainer. But it's not.
It's not.
Very hard to make friends.
We get people in our comments all the time saying like, especially when we post together.
Yeah.
People in our comments are always like, I wish I could find a reptile best friend. Like, how do I make friends in the community?
Pre-podcast too, because people didn't know we were friends.
Yeah.
And maybe we should take people back in time of like how Lyssa Lizards and Neptune the Chameleon met in real life. But a lot of people know us from TikTok because that's where you have a big presence. I hold my own over in the the TikTok space. But, you know, it wasn't until we did collabs that people were like, oh my gosh, like, you know each other in real life?
I could be wrong, but I feel like we started posting when we started going to expos together.
Yeah, I would say.
I feel like that's when we first started posting together.
Yeah, I would say so.
But we have a whole little story of how we met.
Or when we pet sit for each other.
Oh, that's probably when we first started posting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, look, I'm in Lyssa's Lizard Lounge or whatever.
I know. I was like, I'm in Neptune the Chameleon's room.
And it's like you either commuted really, really far to go check on someone's reptiles or you guys live next to each other. So,
yes.
But yeah, the story of how we met. Do you want to
I'll kick it
do
off.
the honors?
So I way back, this is like years ago. What year was it? Was it 2018?
2018.
Yeah, it was 2018.
Pre me being on YouTube, pre you being on TikTok.
So little did you guys know, it was actually like conversations between the two of us of like, should I start posting on TikTok? Should I make a YouTube? Should I do that?
Yeah. Like you were the very first person, I think, besides my mom. Shout out to my mom. She's like my biggest fan. Love you. She's listening to this podcast. So hi, Mom. But I was like, hey, I think I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Like, am I crazy? And you're like, no, go for it. And then you're like, hey, I think I'm going to start posting on TikTok. And I was like, go for it. And like, here we are.
It's so funny. It's been way longer than I think people realize. But anywho, so this was forever ago. This was back. Was my Instagram account still Barney the Cam or was it Lyssa Lizards?
No, you were
switched.
Lizards.
Okay. Yeah. I couldn't remember. Well, I had posted on my Instagram story because I was still living in an apartment back then and I had maintenance coming and I obviously didn't want them seeing my wall of reptilian children.
Yeah. And actually the very first quote unquote podcast we've done was actually on my YouTube channel where we talked about that was kind of our tester to see like how it might go if we end up doing a podcast, and here we are. But it was a video on my channel and we talk about like the tips and tricks of apartment keeping with reptiles, which maybe we should do an episode the pod for that. But it's because it's such a big deal. And so you were saying like you had maintenance coming. And so
I was freaking out. So I was like putting it on my story and I had thrown blackout curtains over the reptile enclosures to like fake hide it because, maintenance doesn't look that hard.
Yeah. But a giant structure with a big sheet on it. You're like,
so obvious.
So look at this.
She slid into my DMs.
Yeah. And you want to know how we became friends? Like that's legit. It sounds, I mean, people say cheesy, like slide your DMs, whatever. It's usually like guys and on girls, but I literally slid in your DMs and was like, oh my gosh, me too. Yeah. Because I had just had maintenance come over to my apartment. Now keep in mind, I had only Neptune, right? Because we're talking years ago.
Meanwhile, I had at least 8 to 10.
You had a wall for sure.
I had a wall. Yeah.
You had a good solid multi-foot wall, but I was like, oh my gosh, me too. Like it's always so stressful when people come. So we just started
chatting. And mind you, also from my side of things, she didn't have any pictures of herself on her Instagram account at this time.
We've actually never talked about this. Like your perspective. I was nervous on my end. So my account was Neptune the Chameleon. At this point, it was just Neptune, because like I had my personal Instagram page and I made this one so then my friends and family wouldn't get annoyed with my Chameleon stuff. Plus, then if I wanted to follow other reptile accounts, that doesn't like clutter.
No,
I like organized. Right? I'm like
this was also when it was just photos. Account. This was no short form content. This was no videos. Nothing.
This 2018. Okay, that's like old times for social media.
Weird that was like 5 years ago.
Caveman days. But so point of this is she had no idea what I looked like, and so I basically
I was just like chatting with you, and it didn't even seem weird to me. I
could have been an old guy, and you would have had no idea.
So I think finally at some point you messaged me in our like conversation. Yeah. You dropped in there. You were like, by the way, I'm also like a 25-year-old female. And I was like, oh, okay, great. Good to know.
Because I realized that. I was like, oh my gosh, she has no idea that I'm like a chill person who could potentially be like a friend. Yeah, I'm not like some, and this is no hate to old guys, okay? Like no hate.
Yeah, but when you're a girl on the internet, things can get weird and creepy. So
I just wanted to level set of like, hey, no, like I'm chill, I'm normal. Yeah. So we, at the time, you also had in your bio like pin, you know, when you have a little red pin and then like your city or something like that.
This was back when my account was a lot smaller. So I felt safe having my like location on there. Yeah. So what she noticed in my bio that we were in the same city.
We were in the same city. And so that was also part of the reason why I like messaged you, because I didn't have any reptile friends. Okay. Like that's just how it goes. And like, if you're listening to this, like, I know you get it too.
Oh yeah.
And so I saw you were in the same location and they were like chatting. I was like, oh man, like she seems pretty cool. Yeah. Like we were hitting it off.
We could hang out.
Yeah. So then we decided to meet up
at a local reptile expo.
In real life.
Not expo, local reptile store.
Reptile store. Do you remember which one of us like
I don't remember.
I wish we could go like scroll. You'd be scrolling for a while for our DMs to like try and get back to.
It'd be ridiculous, but I feel like it was.
But I think it was one of those like, because we both shopped at the local reptile shop, so I think it was one of those like, hey, I'm going to go to the shop. Like, do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to meet up?
It was like a very natural progression of like we were chatting for a few days and then like.
Yeah, or maybe a couple of weeks. I don't
remember. So long ago.
So long ago.
2018, pre-pandemic, another lifetime.
So long ago. Yeah. So I had gone to the reptile shop before you. And if anyone knows our friendship, you know I will be on time and you will be late. And that's okay.
Forever.
And that's okay, because whenever we meet up, I'm like, let's meet at 6. So then we'll actually be there at 6:30.
Oh yeah, she does the mental math for me all the time, because also if any of my family is listening, you know it's genetic. Every single one of us are late all the time. It's who we are. It's fine.
Everyone's got that friend. What is it? You know, like there's 2 types of people. The one that goes to bed early and the one stays up late, like with couples. But I think with friends, it's like the 2 types of friends. The one that's on time and the one that's always late.
It's me.
And they happen to be best friends. And that's us. Where I'm always on time and you're always late.
She will always put it in there. She's like, don't worry, I calculated for Lyssa time.
Because you're like, I'm so sorry, I'm running late. And I'm like, don't sweat it. Yeah, I added it in there.
She already included it. We're good.
Yep, it's included. So because of that, I was at the reptile shop before you. Yep. And so I was like, I'm the girl with red hair. Yeah. Which most times is
9 times out of
information
9
for
times
someone
out of 10
to figure out who I am when what I look like. So I'm like moseying around the shop, whatever. And then I see another girl with red hair. And I was like, oh no.
I forgot about this. I totally forgot this.
And you don't know what I look like. Because I've never posted, which honestly is kind of ballsy of you now that I think about it. Like,
I should be more concerned about my safety.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, like.
I just honestly, like, I just trusted it. I don't know why. It just.
I gave off good vibes.
Like, you know. You didn't not serial killer vibes. You didn't seem sketchy. So if you felt
not.
if you seemed sketchy in my DMs, I would never have shown up.
That's true. That's true. You would have ghosted me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm the girl with red hair, right? Because again, you didn't know what I looked like. Yeah. Then there was another girl. I was like, oh no, what if she comes up to the wrong girl and was like, hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, that would have been so uncomfy.
Right? And so I was like, oh. So then I like messaged you real quick. I'm like,
did you say your jacket?
Yeah, I was like with a black jacket or something, because the girl was wearing like a green jacket. So I was like, okay, then that'll be enough.
And then when I got there, I don't know if you remember this, I'm a hugger. So like I went in straight in to like give you a hug. She is not a hugger.
I feel like that's also true with friends, like 2 types of friends. One that's a hugger, like, and they become best friends.
100%. So like I remember I was like, but almost mid going for a hug, I realized it was like probably weird to do that. And so I was I literally was like, sorry, I'm a hugger. And you were like, I'm not, but it's okay. And I was like, oh, that's uncomfy.
I said that?
I think so.
I mean, it sounds like something I would say, but that's something I would only say to like someone I knew well. And to be clear, I will hug my friends. It's just like,
for sure.
If I don't
You're not weird
know
about hugs to me now.
No.
It was just our first time meeting.
No. Yeah. Except for last week I was sick and you tried to give me a hug and I was like,
she dodged me hard and I was like, oop, I forgot. My bad.
You don't want whatever this is. Trust me. But anyways, so then we were just like walking around the shop and we were just like chatting about things. I think like maybe you bought a couple of things. I bought a couple of things, like whatever normal stuff.
I don't even remember how we left.
We went to get bubble tea next door.
I forgot about
it's basically a first date and it goes well. So then you're like, let's go to the second
location. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to a little tea shop and then now that I think about it, it was definitely like first date vibes, right? Where you're like, I kind of know you, but like we've never met in real life.
But that's how meeting internet friends is going to feel like.
Yeah.
Like
we're like, different. I know you, but I don't know you.
It's like we've talked a lot, but we've never hung out in person.
I feel like that's true too when you meet like influencers, right? Or people you watch, like you've spent hours listening or watching these people, and then I meet them in real life. I'm like,
I remember years ago, I would like see reptile influencers at expos before I was like posting or before I even had even remotely any following at all. And I remember I was like nervous to talk to these people.
Yep.
So, and now being on the other side of it is even weirder.
Yeah. I've met like some like fitness influencers and stuff like that. And I'm like, hi.
It's always so awkward.
Yeah. But it's like, you know, the person. Yeah. But then you're like,
and again, like now being on the other side of it, I feel awkward sometimes in those situations too. And I'm like, I know you feel awkward. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't feel weird. Don't feel weird talking to me because I've been on the other side of it.
Yes. No. Okay. So if anyone, so we go to expos all the time. We're like 2 peas in a pod package deal. So we're constantly going to these expos and people will come up and say hi. And I just want to say it's my favorite part.
Oh yeah. No, please.
I know we're talking about how awkward it is, but it's honestly my favorite part.
It's like I love that. It's very fun for me to like get to talk to people and like talk, just like shoot like reptile stuff and like go back and forth. Like I love talking about that stuff. So
yeah, and like taking pictures and whatever. And I'm like, show me a picture of your chameleon. Yeah. We always have stickers to pass out, right?
True.
So if you say hi to us, maybe we'll give you a sticker.
That reminds me, I need to order more stickers. I'm almost out.
Do it. You have very cute stickers.
Thank you.
So we were at the tea shop. That all went well. That was our very first time meeting. Yeah. I think that went well. And then I think the next time we like hung out in person was a reptile expo.
Was it when you got Pluto? Was that our second time?
No.
That was later?
This was when it was with your high school friends.
Oh, yeah. Some of my best high school guy friends, love them. Yeah. Love you guys. But yeah.
We're not reptile people, to be very clear.
No. I like showed up with them. Oh, didn't I also bring a guy out?
Yes.
Oh no. Mm-hmm. There was also
we got Mexican food after. It was a whole thing.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot that guy existed. Oh my gosh.
It's probably for the best.
It 100% is. Wow. Blast from the past. Yeah. So we went to another expo. My high school friends, a guy I was like kind of seeing, like,
which was my second, I think, ever
expo?
Reptile expo.
Oh wow. Yeah. I didn't realize that.
My first reptile expo was with my friend's ex-boyfriend.
So
no, I know when it sounds like that, it's not like that. Okay. So they were together at the time. They are now exes. Okay. But they were dating, but he had a chameleon previously.
Oh, so he went with you.
Yeah. And I had never gone to a reptile. I didn't have a chameleon yet. I just was like researching and was interested. And he was like, hey, I'll totally go with you. So then you don't have to go by yourself. Because I didn't have a friend. So,
okay. So kind of segueing into like the topic of like how to make friends, like literally invite people to reptile expos. Like if you're chatting in people's DMs, if you're like talking to different people, which that's another tip, obviously do that. But if you're chatting with anybody, and you can literally invite people who aren't into reptiles. I did that.
Honestly, sometimes my favorite because like we're so used to it, right? Like we live in the reptile world, but it's so fun to bring someone who's not in it and they ask all the questions and they get so excited and they're like,
I love that so much because it's really, really fun because people's eyes light up and they're like, what is that? I've never seen that before. And then you get to tell them like,
and this is really
smart. Cool. Yeah. You sound real cool when you take people, non-reptile people to reptile expos. You sound full of knowledge.
Yeah. So I think that's a lot of fun. But yes, encourage you to ask people to go hang out to reptile expos, but it's like, how do you even find someone to ask? So join like Facebook groups.
Yeah, Facebook groups are huge. And there's I forget exactly what it's called. I should have looked it up before this, but there's a like female reptile keepers Facebook group that's really, really great. There's
usually ones that are like local to your area too. Usually it's like to buy, sell, and like trade stuff or whatever. Sometimes they start out that way, but there are some that are a little bit more active, a little bit more social. I will say, careful on the internet if you don't like, if you're on like a forums or like on Reddit or something. Like, I see people all the time like put way too much personal information out there, and they're like 12 years old, and I get really nervous for them, like internet safety. So please be smart, don't.
Fabulous disclaimer, thank you for that. That is because I obviously
did not know what I looked like.
I'm dumb.
Bad example.
Don't be like me.
You're lucky I wasn't.
It worked out.
I wasn't crazy.
Don't take that advice.
No, do your homework. I mean, make sure the person's like legit and be, don't live under a rock, but like just be smart about it.
There's a happy middle ground, but going in those Facebook groups, being active in those Facebook groups, commenting, messaging people about, if you have questions, things like that. Sometimes asking questions about your reptiles or about their husbandry or whatever can lead to great friendships. Like I have tons of friends that like, through Instagram and whatever that like I've chatted with husbandry about, and that's a really good way to just start those conversations and start those friendships.
And that's for like meeting up in like real life friends, but like don't discount your online friends.
Yeah, because that's so huge.
Having that community, even if they're not in your city, which like we are so lucky that we are in the same city, but there's an amazing community of reptile keepers out there that you can build those friendships with
literally
on the internet.
I have so many friends, and I hope that a lot of you are listening. I love you guys, but there are like so many different friendships that I have made all around the country, all around the world, of people who are in this community and they love it just as much as we do. And like those friends, like I chat with all the time. They're very important friends. Yeah. So even though we got very lucky and we're in the same city, and hopefully you guys get lucky and can find people in the same city as well, like don't discount the people who do live far away, because they can be really important friends in your lives too.
Absolutely. So what would you say, because I know you're a part of quite a few like group chats. Yes. What would you say, like, did you get invited to those? Did you start them? Like, how would you, if you were starting from scratch, like how would you do it?
This is one of my favorite things. Shout out to Sip Reptiles, Taylor. She is fantastic. So basically years ago, I think this was during the pandemic, I randomly got put in a group chat with like 15 amazing reptile ladies, and we ended up doing a challenge of Pass the Reptile. Yeah. So if any of you guys saw that we got put in that group chat by Sip Reptiles, and that group chat was popping off for years. I mean, we still chat in there, and it's amazing. So honestly, one of my biggest tips is, if you are somebody who's comfortable posting on social media, and if you are sharing your pets in some capacity on social media, and you want to get involved and you want to make friends, like reach out to some people who like you follow, or that, have like similar interests, or if you guys have chatted before or whatever, like reach out to them, put people in a group chat and see if they want to start like a TikTok challenge or start like something like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be a challenge, and, definitely don't like bombard people with group chats
to like have something to like rally behind. I will say probably a precursor to that, because sometimes maybe you don't have the relationship to like just put people in a chat. So maybe before that, just start with following accounts, right? Ones that are like maybe have similar animals to you, or are super into bioactive and you're into bioactive, or they've got a species that maybe you want and don't have yet, because that could be a really great segue to like building a friendship, because you're asking them questions or
asking for advice, those kind of things that can easily lead to friendships.
But like liking posts, commenting, like even when you have larger accounts, like I still recognize usernames who are constantly like commenting all over it. So if you're a smaller account, just imagine the impact that'll have, and like hopefully you'll get some responses. And like,
also, this is a really good one, very similar to like, following, liking, commenting, doing all that stuff. Like literally, I was noticing in some of our giveaways on some of like our podcast posts, people were like chatting in the comments and like tagging each other and being like, oh, I really need this. I really want this. Like, hey, do you have this yet? Like, and just having these little mini micro conversations in the comments. So like, if you are even, you know, in our comments or anything like that, and you see somebody who has similar animals to you or has an animal that you want, like respond to them in the comments of other people's videos.
Yeah.
Like that can be a really great way to start conversations and, you know, eventually slide into their DMs. But the conversations can start in the comments.
And just be genuine about it, right? Like don't just comment for the sake of commenting or because you think someone's cool and you just like want to be friends, and recognize it takes time, right? And like not everyone is wanting to be friends, right? And you do have to be respectful of that. Like, you know, if someone dips the group chat, like that's okay. That's okay, right? And like people come and go, and we have to be so respectful. But some people just aren't comfortable with the concept of internet friends, like. And that's totally fine. So
I've had plenty of people leave group chats of mine in the reptile community and like no hard feelings. You're good. Like I'll chat with you later, you know?
Yeah. No. And then different friends come for like different stages of your reptile journey. And I think that's fabulous, but having that in common, I think is a really good place to start. And I think we would have ended up just like really good at reptile friends if we didn't also have other things in common and like similar personality characteristics. And like, then we just ended up vibing and now
5 years later, here we are.
Now I feel like having the title as your chameleon friend just doesn't do our friendship
doesn't suffice
justice.
I know.
I'm like, and more. But anyways, those are our tips for getting started with friends.
I think there's so many different ways. I mean, just, you know, if you see that different people are, you know, posting on their stories, like swipe up, respond, you know, I just think making that effort, which can feel really scary sometimes, obviously, to put yourself out there. But you got to put yourself out there to make friends, you know?
What is the saying? You got to risk it to get the biscuit.
I haven't heard that in so many years.
Oh man, it's a motto I live by. I
love
live
that.
But it's true though.
No, it's like, absolutely
it's
true.
It's so cheesy, but it's true. If you don't put yourself out there, then like
you're not going to get the payoff. Absolutely.
So, you know, we encourage you. And like you were saying, we've seen tons of people already with the podcast, like sharing the podcast and like making videos.
In an ideal world, our comment section will become a place of people to like meet different people and meet different friends. That's my dream. I would love that if you guys were able to like make new friends in our comment section. So definitely always do that. But there's lots of different ways, and just put yourself out there and, you know, hopefully it'll come.
We have some very exciting news in the chameleon world. Our friend Bill Strand from Chameleon Academy is officially working with custom reptile habitats to launch a new line of arboreal cages.
With his 40 plus years of experience working with reptiles, we just know these new enclosures are going to be next level. The first cages in the Chameleon Academy line even have special features specifically for bioactive environments.
Both Bill and Custom Reptile Habitats are huge advocates for advancing reptile husbandry, so we are thrilled about these new enclosures. Visit chameleonacademy.com for more information.
We want to thank Josh's Frogs for supporting the Wild Type podcast. Josh's Frogs is an online animal and reptile supply retailer who you may see at your local expo. We always love stopping by their booth.
They only sell captive bred animals, and their sales support animal conservation and research. They offer a large variety of feeder insects for your pet reptiles and amphibians that will arrive right to your doorstep. A 3-day life insurance policy is included, making it so easy to feed your reptile nutritious bugs.
So if you're looking for some crickets, use code TheWildType10 to save 10% on any sized crickets from joshsfrogs.com.
Big thanks to Pangea Reptile for the support of the podcast. They're one of the leading companies for reptile supplies, lizards, and their world-famous gecko food.
They just released their brand new micro feeding dishes made specifically for baby or micro geckos. These smaller dishes can be mounted to smooth surfaces and even branches and will help stop your gecko from getting food all over their enclosure. If you own a gecko, you know exactly how nice it'll be to not have to clean food paw prints everywhere.
Head on over to PangeaReptile.com to check out these new micro dishes along with their other amazing products like their face packs for shipping, chameleon kits, and gecko food.
Okay, so speaking of community, I know, and I'm throwing this on you, we didn't talk about this beforehand.
Uh-oh.
We did. Right. We did open up a Q&A on our story, and people were able to submit comments. I know we wanted to chat about some of those, but I think one that I know you expressed interest as we're talking about like community and kind of like the purpose of this podcast. One of them was asking a really great question of if we're going to talk about specific species care.
Oh yeah.
And all that. Yeah. And
this was good. Yeah.
I want to reiterate that the focus of this podcast is not a care podcast. Like there are so many great content creators who do spend time making detailed
educational content.
And like, yes, we hope you learn. We hope we're able to educate you through this podcast, but that's not the primary focus of this.
That's a really great little PSA.
Yeah. There's already some amazing, awesome.
Absolutely. And we obviously, want to share lots of helpful tips, lots of helpful information. There's going to be tons of amazing like tidbits of information in this podcast. And that is like a part of the conversation. But the main goal of this podcast is to be a community to talk about these things, not so much detailed care, education, and information.
Yeah. And we're happy to like point you guys in the right direction of, some good resources. But the purpose of this podcast is not to do husbandry reviews, to do care guides or things like that. There's already amazing content creators who are doing that.
So many. And if you guys want a list, we will put one on our stories. Yes. There are so many people that we would love to point you to for more highly detailed care information.
Yeah. If you want chameleons.
Yeah, she's a go-to. You already know that.
Nothing else though. Don't ask me about anything else.
Literally, she'll send you to me.
That's true. That's true. No, I can help with your command. So, okay, that was kind of like a businessy one. And then I remember another one we got was, what are your hobbies outside of reptiles? Do you want to share maybe just one that you like to?
Okay. Well, I am this is kind of putting me on the spot.
I did warn you.
That's okay. Honestly, one of my biggest favorite things in the entire world is home decor.
Yes. I just came over and you guys recently moved in your house and every time I come over to film one of these, there's something new. Yeah. And I get so excited. It's like Christmas morning. And you're like, look at this. And it's always so cute.
I know. I love cutesy home decor. I love like bright, colorful, like maximalist home decor. Like that is so my vibe. I have a lot of videos on
your
TikTok.
Studio apartment.
My studio apartment was my dream. And I only lived there for 10 months. It was so upsetting, but I was obsessed with it. And I promise I will eventually share a home tour once it's more put together. We don't even have a good couch yet right now, guys. So like I'm not sharing any of that.
But she has one picked out and it's very cute. I can vouch for it.
It's on its way here. So I'm very excited.
I can vouch for the couch. I'm just on a roll today.
You really are. But so home decor and DIYs and like just anything crafty or artsy, like you can almost always find me with some like project in the back of my head that I'm either planning on doing or I'm currently in the middle of.
Yeah, I need you to come over to my house ASAP and just work your magic.
You know I'm your girl. That's my favorite thing.
And that's great because you're spending someone else's money. It's not even
it's true. It's not my problem.
Not even your money.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense though, because I know you like doing enclosure builds and stuff. So like it tracks of like building out a home and stuff. So
it's my favorite. So home decor, arts and crafts, DIY stuff, like that is very much my other, I would say probably like my second most important hobby.
Yeah. So the one that I'm going to go with, people may not count as a hobby, but like eating ice cream. I have such a sweet tooth.
No, it's ridiculous. Every time we go out to eat.
What's for dessert?
Now I'm just venting about you. But every single time we go out to eat, you always want to go get ice cream or something after. And I don't always want to go get ice cream because I don't have as much of a sweet tooth as she does.
You're coming. Well, you don't have to get anything, but you do have to come along.
It's not an option anymore. I'm well aware of that. Yeah. But that is literally...
Which I feel like is important to let our listeners know this about me.
She's like the ultimate ice cream girl. Ultimate just sweet treats.
Just sweets in general.
Yeah.
But ice cream's definitely high on the list.
Ice cream's like top 3 for sure for you.
Big fan of ice cream. Yeah. I do have an ice cream maker as well. So
I've never seen you whip that out.
Well, okay. So if anyone knows ice cream makers, you have to have this tub that you have to put in the freezer. It has to be frozen ahead of time.
I forget
about that.
And
it takes like a good amount of space in your freezer, which is a luxury in a freezer.
That's fair.
So summertime I'll try and do it. And then it's like makes like
loud,
noise,
obnoxious.
That's
fair. It's a whole process.
Just go down the street and get some. But
it's a lot easier.
I love sweets. Ice cream for sure. So one of my favorite like hobbies or things to do is like try out new ice cream places.
We've literally tried out so many.
You sound like that's a bad thing.
No, it's definitely not.
Like I'm
Don't
torturing
get me wrong.
you
I love
by
it.
going and getting ice cream.
I love
Heaven
it.
forbid.
No,
there are way worse things.
I'm definitely not upset about it.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's one of my favorite things to do, but we would love to share, as time goes on, little different things that we like to do outside of reptiles, but those are some.
We're very well-rounded humans. We got a lot of different interests.
I'd like to think so, but yes, we are planning on doing future episodes, doing like Q&As and being able to answer questions from you guys.
So anytime we put Q&As on our like Instagram story, feel free to fill those out. They will definitely make their appearance in the pod.
Ideally, we would remember to do this before filming, and we'd write down your guys' usernames and give you a shout out. But we also forgot.
Not put me on the spot.
Yeah. I was fully prepared with my answers though, so I was going to come in and save you if you needed some time to think about. But you really pulled through.
That. I did.
You did excellent.
I know what I like.
Yeah. So the other guys have it. Some things about us that you didn't know and how we met. But we're moving into the actual segment we talked about before this, which is another round of blind ranking.
This is my I just love this one. It's very fun for me. I really enjoy it.
Nothing to do with reptiles.
Absolutely nothing. So
but it's still fun.
Yeah, it's great. So today we are going to be Today we are going to be, I was thinking blind ranking and combine the words. Blanking. So we are blind ranking appetizers.
Yes. Which is funny because we were just talking about dessert. And so now we have appetizers.
We're getting really good at this podcast segue thing.
On the other end of it. I will say people usually look at appetizers when they look at a menu.
Yes.
I look at dessert first.
No, I'm an appetizer girl. And that's probably why I was like jokingly complaining about the desserts thing, is because I am not a sweets person. Don't get me wrong. I love sweets. Definitely love sweets. But if I have a choice between sweets or carbs, all day.
Nah.
All day. Give me the cheese. Give me the starch. Give me that. I
will say I was craving cookies. Like as I was driving here, I was like, I really could go for some chocolate chip cookies. So that's my life, okay? I'm sorry. I can't apologize.
She's always thinking of the next sweet.
Yeah, a really, really big fan. Okay, so we're doing appetizers. I think last time you said your movies first when we did the Disney movies. So should I share my appetizers?
Yes.
So just a refresher for anyone listening, I'm going to list off 5 appetizers. You don't know what they are, and you have to rank them 1 through 5 without knowing what comes next.
I don't like being the one in the hot seat. I did horrible last time, so I have to redeem myself now. I was not very strategic last time.
Yeah. All right. That was your first time. You're just getting started.
I'm learning.
Okay. First appetizer on the list is fried pickles.
Oh, I love fried pickles.
I know you do.
I know.
This is what we get for being friends for like 5 years, is I do know things you actually like. So
I love fried pickles.
This is a little tailored too.
Especially if it's like really good homemade ranch. Like, ooh.
Fried pickles.
Okay, I'm going to play it safe and I think say 3.
3? Okay, I thought you might have gone for 2.
I was debating between 2 or 3.
Okay, going for 3.
No, we're going to do 2.
Okay. I'm not trying to sway you. I just know you like fried pickles.
No, I'm scared. I got so screwed over last time and did Snow White at my first one, which is the worst.
Little trauma.
I have trauma. Okay. No, let's say 3. I like a lot of good apps. So.
Okay. 3 is good.
I'm sure I can find another number 2 spot.
Number 2, chips and queso.
Okay, I love chips and queso, but I will say on the options of potential appetizers, it's definitely not like top 2.
Okay.
So I love chips and queso, but I think I'm going to go with 4.
Okay. You locked in?
I think so. Yeah, 4.
Final answer?
Yes.
All right. Then we have mozzarella sticks.
Oh, okay. That's easily 1 or 2. Easily 1 or 2.
Really?
I think. But
I love mozzarella sticks, and I know it's a solid, but I wasn't sure how you felt about them.
No, it's easily one of my favorites for sure.
Do you want to go get mozzarella sticks after this?
Honestly, that sounds so good. I'm so hungry. We definitely should not be doing this while I'm this hungry.
No.
That was a terrible idea.
So you got 1, 2, and 5 left.
I know you're going to have one at the very end that is going to like ruin me. So
you're saving it.
Okay, so far I have chips and queso at 4 and fried pickles at 3. Yeah, let's do mott sticks at. I'm tempted to put it at 1. No, let's do mott sticks at 2.
Okay,
I think 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now I only have 1 and 5 left.
Yes,
this is exactly what I did last time. I am not learning.
No. You should have put what you know you like at the... Okay, we're learning. We'll get better at this. But okay, next up we've got spicy edamame.
Oh, I love that's gonna be one. I'm gonna put that at one.
I think you're happy with it.
I love spicy edamame.
And I strategically said spicy
because if I have a choice between regular edamame or spicy edamame, I'm always gonna go spicy.
And I just gotta give you some friend points. So I don't do spicy. Period. It's just I don't have the
so anytime we get
whenever we get edamame, you get regular.
Always, no, because you were like big on the no spice, and I'm not gonna force you through that. I'll either get regular or I'll order two.
That you have done that.
I know.
I'll take this one.
Yeah, you get the one with no flavor. That's fine.
Okay, to be clear, there's still salt on it. They're not like naked edamame.
I always have to give you a hard time about the no spice thing.
Yeah, it's fair.
In my defense, I'm pretty sure that my taste buds changed at age like 28 because I wasn't a big spicy person either. And then like 2 years ago, I just really started going in on the spice. So.
I don't know. I had something that had a lot of black pepper on it recently, and I was not okay. So.
Ridiculous.
Might need some more time on that one.
Ridiculous.
Okay, the last and final, which by default is number 5, is mac and cheese bites.
God, that should have been number 1.
Really?
Yes.
I could see you going either way with the mac and cheese bites.
I'm okay. I mean, it definitely shouldn't be my number 5, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Because I knew spicy edamame was going to be on the high list.
Yes.
So I didn't want that one to be last. So that's
fair.
why I put the mac and cheese bites.
That's fair.
Okay, so final ranking, you've got spicy edamame, then your mozzarella sticks, fried pickles, chips and queso, followed by mac and cheese bites.
Yeah, I don't hate that, but to be honest, mac and cheese bites would have been number 1, fried pickles number 2, mozzarella sticks number 3, spicy edamame 4,
wow,
and then chips and queso 5.
Mm.
That would have been my ideal ranking.
This is a pretty good lineup, though.
Yeah,
plus,
I don't hate this.
Yeah, and I knew these were things that like I knew you.
All of these I like.
You liked. I did not know about the mozzarella sticks and the mac and cheese bites, but I know there's a like classic.
Oh yeah,
appetizers.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Okay.
All right, there we go. Let us know in the comments if you agree with this.
It is
ranking
my turn now.
Now I'm in the hot seat.
I know. I put some in here that I'm pretty sure that you're a fan of, but
as long as they're not spicy or have raw onions. Those are like the 2 things I can't do.
Yeah, no, don't worry. We got none of those. Okay. I knew better than to put anything spicy on your list.
Could you imagine? I wouldn't even, I'm just straight 5. Like
I actually probably should have picked at least one spicy thing so that you would like put it at 5, but
show me what you got.
All right. We are starting off strong with mac and cheese bites.
Oh, look at that. You had it on
I also had it on there. I was trying not to say it.
Oh, it's like me too.
I was like, yeah.
Mac and cheese bites, number 3.
Okay.
The reason for this is they're hit or miss.
That's true. Some mac and cheese bites are superior to others.
Yeah, and some are mediocre at best. You get so excited when you see them on the menu and you're like, oh, they have mac and cheese bites. And then I'm like 50% of the time disappointed.
I prefer the ones that are like tempura, that are like, those are the best ones.
Why are they always in a little triangle? You know?
But I love those. But I love the shape. I don't know why. I enjoy the shape.
I do like mac and cheese bites, but they're not like...
top tier.
They're not my favorite. Yeah.
Okay. They're definitely way higher up on mine.
Obviously, yeah, for you. Okay.
All right. I got number 2. This one's kind of random and I have absolutely no idea if you're going to like it or not, but I just put it on there as like a wild card. So bacon wrapped dates.
Oh, 5.
Okay. I had a feeling.
Yeah. I like bacon. I don't like dates.
I did also have a note here, usually stuffed with cheese.
Yeah.
But
no, if it was socially acceptable, I would just eat the outside.
Oh, that's fair.
Right.
Yeah.
I would eat like the cream. Was it like cream cheese usually? Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. I'd eat the cream cheese and bacon, but like
that's fair.
Hold the date.
Okay.
But no one does bacon wrapped cream cheese.
No, they don't. Yeah,
so I don't eat them. No. But yeah, I don't like dates. Did you do like restaurant, like dinner, like house party appetizers?
It came to my, you know what? That is fair. I did have those at my Friendsgiving recently. So it was just in my brain.
Okay. Yep. Nope. 5.
Okay. Then I have meatballs.
Oh, what can you specify what kind of meatballs you had in your head when you were picking meatballs?
The ones I had in my head are the ones that like have a little bit of like sauce on them and you like eat them with toothpicks.
Oh, yeah.
So that is more like house party.
Yeah,
like,
you're doing like house party appetizers and I'm doing like restaurant.
I didn't think that through completely. So that's a good.
No, it's good. Different interpretations. Okay, so the tiny little meatballs.
But I will say also restaurants. Sorry, I'm still fixated on what kind of meatballs because now my brain is thinking that's what I had in my head. So we should go with that. But some places, like one of my favorite restaurants has like a giant meatball.
That's what I'm saying, with like marinara sauce
and with
or
like
whatever.
stuffed with cheese and stuff like that. Some of my friends and I do martinis and meatballs, and we'll like go and have one of those. So we
do like Swedish meatballs or like Wakiki meatballs or like there's tons of meatballs.
I'm shifting my perspective. Let's go with the like restaurant style meatballs with like tomato sauce and all that, because that I feel like is a little more accurate to the vibe.
Okay. I'm wondering if like the rest of yours are like, like more like housewarming party, like appetizers.
No. Well, yes and no.
One isn't. Okay, got it.
Actually, no. They could go either way.
Either way, because I love restaurant appetizers, but like housewarming like appetizers, like I like deviled eggs, but okay, 2. I do like meatballs.
Yeah.
But they're not like, again, I like desserts. Okay. So we're going to have to do an episode where we do desserts.
We'll have our dessert ranking for sure. Yeah. Of course.
I'm going to.
Okay. So what's your current?
1 is open, 2 is meatball, 3 mac and cheese, 4 is open, and then your dates.
The dates. Okay. Got it. Okay. Well, next we are going to go chips and queso, but I did have salsa also on there. Okay. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Okay. I would pick queso over salsa.
I know.
Usually, but like I do like salsa. I'll put it at number 1.
Okay.
Yeah. It's literally like on my dating profile was like my simple pleasures were matching socks, clean sheets, and chips and queso.
I knew the first 2. I did not know the
I really like chips and queso.
Okay, all right.
Good chips 2. And queso though. Don't give me any of those stale chips, liquidy
or like
queso.
The really thin queso. There's nothing worse. Nothing worse.
I want like a good
thick,
hearty, like a nice fresh chip.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Okay. So final one, which is
number 4,
hilarious because you just mentioned it.
Deviled
eggs.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
I knew you liked deviled eggs.
I didn't make eye contact. I was like, I'm gonna say it, and then she's gonna give me a look.
I almost winked at the camera. Almost.
No, I do like deviled eggs. Yeah, I would put deviled eggs.
They're my favorite. Every time I go to my grandma's house, she usually has them, especially at Easter, and I put them away.
Yeah, I feel bad because there's only there's a fixed quantity of deviled eggs, and then I feel like it's this balance of like what is socially acceptable.
Because I would eat the whole plate.
Like, how many can I eat without being like, who ate all the deviled eggs?
Okay, but you know how I mentioned that like some of these are more like you have them, at like a house event or something, and then some of them are more restaurant ones. Have you ever seen at restaurants the fried deviled eggs where like the white part of the egg is fried and then the deviled part is like on top? No, they're incredible.
What?
They are like
what
fantastic.
Are we doing filming a podcast?
I know. We should go get some.
Go get some mozzarella sticks and some deviled eggs. Oh my gosh.
Seriously, they're amazing. You'll have to. I'll try to remember where I had those.
Okay. Yes, please. Yeah. No, I've decided a socially acceptable number is like 4.
Yeah. That's the max I usually try to go with.
Because I feel like if you eat more than that, then you've literally eaten like half a dozen.
But at my grandma's house, all bets are off. I got a lot of cousins, so I will eat as many as I can grab because they'll be gone so fast.
You're also high up on the hierarchy of the cousins.
This is true. I'm one of the oldest.
Yeah. So I would pull that card any day of the week if I needed to.
We get real childish real fast.
You do what you gotta do for those deviled eggs. Yeah, no, I do like deviled eggs. Those are good. But yeah, so then I have chips and queso, deviled eggs, mac and cheese bites. No, meatball.
Yeah, meatball.
Mac and cheese bites. Yeah, and then the dates.
Bacon wrap dates.
Yeah.
I knew you wouldn't love that one, so.
Nah. Hold the date. I'll take the
bacon and the cheese.
I'll take the rest of it. Yeah.
Well, that is the end of our ranking segment, our second one.
Yeah. So I think it's a lot of fun.
It's always a good time.
Let us know how you guys would rank these appetizers. Maybe we'll throw we've been doing the Q&As on Spotify. Those have been a lot of fun, and we've been sharing them on our Instagram. So be sure to reply to those. So
if you're listening on Spotify, check it out. We have like a Q&A and a poll on there.
Yeah.
And the Q&A in particular, we like share on Instagram every week. So definitely make sure you're doing that.
A lot of fun. Always be sure to give the podcast a follow wherever you listen or watch your podcast. Subscribe if you're on YouTube.
Yes.
Be sure to follow the podcast at the Wild Type Podcast on all the social media platforms. I feel like our accounts are slowly growing.
Yeah, we're
slowly but surely.
It's like a little train. It's just making chugging along. Love it.
Always, I'm Neptune the Chameleon.
I'm Lyssa Lizards.
And we're your reptile girlies.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.